Good morning children, welcome to GURUKUL VIDYALAYA online classes. Today 6th class science subject in that third chapter fiber to fabric. That topic we have to discuss. Already in the previous video we have discussed this chapter part 1 video. Now it is the part 2 video, fiber to fabric. So just let us recall once the previous knowledge, what we have learned from the previous video. So from that video we have discussed that how the fabric is obtained from the fiber. So how the fibers are turned into yarn is converted into the fabric. So and generally the fibers are in two types. One is synthetic fiber and another is natural fibers. So mainly about the natural fibers we have discussed here. Natural fibers are four fibers. For example, cotton, wool, jute and silk. So in class 6, in the last video, we have discussed how the cotton is obtained from the cotton plant, how jute is obtained from the jute stem of the jute plant. So about that we have some knowledge in the previous chapter, previous class. Now in this class we want to discuss about spinning cotton yarn. The topic is spinning cotton yarn. So here this is the topic. What is meant by spinning? So to understand that, let us discuss about this how the cotton is obtained. So already cotton is obtained from the cotton plants, we know that. So if you take a cotton, for example, you can understand how the yarn is obtained from the cotton. So can you see what is there in my hand? We are observing one cotton in my hand. So this cotton wool, if you take this cotton wool and on one hand we have to hold this cotton with thumb and forefinger. See, I am holding with thumb and forefinger, just I am pinching the cotton and I am pulling back. While pulling, if I twist this one, so you can observe this one. See, while pulling the cotton, if I twist this one, what you are observing here, children, see? See, pulling the cotton from the cotton ball by holding with the thumb and forefinger. So at the same time, if I am twisting that one, so do you observe? So what is happening here while twisting continuously? So this is we can understand that it is the preparation of yarn from the fiber. So children, do you understand here? See, from the cotton wool, see in my left hand you are observing only cotton wool. So by pinching with the thumb and forefinger, see what I am doing, I am pulling back. At the same time, if I am twisting this one, what we are getting? So this is the cotton yarn. So how much cotton yarn we got from this? Do you understand, children? See. So this is the spinning of yarn. So children, do you understand from this how much yarn I have obtained? I got. So if you also try at your home by taking some cotton, pinching with thumb and forefinger and pulling back at the same time while twisting that one, what we got? We got one yarn. So do you understand, children? This is the yarn. So the process of making yarn from this fiber is known as spinning. So do you understand what is meant by spinning? The process of making yarn from the wool or from the fiber is called spinning. So in this time here we have to twist the wool. By pulling the wool, we have cotton, we have to twist that one. So while twisting, what we got? See, one yarn we got. So this is known as spinning of the yarn. So do you understand? Again I am saying, listen, the process of making yarn from the fiber is known as spinning. So generally now we have done this one by using the with a hand. By hand we did a small yarn from the wool. So in olden days people are used, and nowadays also they are using a simple device used for spinning is a hand spindle. So in your textbook you can observe that one picture like a needle it is. So it is a simple device called takli. What is that? It is called as takli. So it is a simple device. So in the picture from your textbook you can observe that one. So that is used to take yarn from the fiber. And another hand operated device is there, that is used for spinning this type of cotton, that is called as charka. What is that? Charka. So how the charka will be, that also you can observe in your textbook. One picture is there, like one wheel it will be, and with a wooden it is fixed to the wooden log, and one end of the wheel is rotating by using the hand. If you rotate that one, from other end the cotton is converted into yarn. That means the cotton, by spinning that one, will get yarn. So who used it? Do you know this chakka? So it is popularized by Mahatma Gandhi. So at the time of independence movement, he used this one, and he encouraged the people to use this one for weaving their clothes. Do you understand, children? So this is known as charka. So nowadays spinning of yarn in the large scale is done with the help of the machines. Spinning machines are there. Nowadays in the industries people are using machines to spin the or to convert the yarn from the fiber. So that is done by using the spinning machines. Okay. Now how the yarn, see, already we prepared this yarn. How this yarn is obtained we understood. Now how this yarn is converted into fabric. So that about that we have to discuss now, how the yarn is converted into the fabric. So in that process we are having two types, that is one is weaving. One method is weaving. So generally you know what is meant by weaving. The process of arranging two sets of yarn together to make a fabric is called as weaving. You understand? The process of arranging two sets of yarn together to make a fabric. So to understand that, let us do one activity. If you have two types of color papers, just from your home you take two types of color papers, like pink color. I am taking here, one is pink color and another one is yellow color. Did you observe? So see, yellow color sheet, how I did it? I have taken into small papers. It's like a paper strips, I have cut that one. So another one pink color also, the same thing I did. So by like a strips. Okay children, now how can you arrange these two sets of, let us think it is one type of yarn, this is another type of yarn. So how can you arrange these two sets of yarn to make a fabric? Let us do that one. So clearly you can observe here. See, I am weaving this one. I am weaving one after one this one. By that you can understand how we can arrange this one. See how the fabric is obtained by using two sets of yarn. So you can also do along with me by taking two papers and by weaving or by arranging both the papers like this. So if you keep this two papers on a table, then it will be easy to do. See, after completion of this, I will show to you. So children, did you observe here? I am weaving. After completion, after completion of this, I will show to you. Okay, children, did you understand? See, when you observe this one, how we are arranging two sets of yarn. So this is known as the process weaving. So by this we can weave the yarn into fabric. So in your textbook also some pictures are there. You can also try this at home. See how we are arranging these two colors, that means two sets of yarn into the fabric. So that is known as weaving. So again, did you understand, children? Again listen. The process of arranging two sets of yarn together to make a fabric is known as weaving. So that is known as weaving. And next one, now in olden days and now also, so many people are using that not only by hand, but they use it to weave with the help of the looms. So handloom workers will be there now. It is a small scale industry. With the help of their hands, they will use that handloom for preparing the fabric like saris, like that. You can observe that in your textbook, that picture. In that picture we are observing that the yarn are much thinner than other paper strips. So now what we have taken, that those paper strips are not a thinner one, but yarn is very thin, small one. So that type of two sets of yarn if you take and if you weave them, how fabric we will observe. So that cloth without observing any holes we will see. So that is with the help of the process known as weaving. And another thing is knitting. Knitting. So you may know about knitting of sweaters by taking some wool, some balls of wool will be there. You may observe that your mother or your grandmother, they used to knit the sweaters. Here only single yarn is used to knit. So single yarn they will take, and with the help of two needles, you can see into the picture in your textbook. See, they will use two needles like this. They will do. So by knitting, that is the process called as knitting. Taking a single yarn. Here we are taking only single yarn. That is known as knitting. So do you understand the difference here? When we are taking two set of yarns and we are trying to weave, so that process is called as weaving. And by taking a single yarn and with the help of the needles, if you do that one, that is called as knitting. So generally people will knit the by using the wool. They will knit some decoration items and tablecloths also with the help of the lace. Generally with the lace they will do that one. So that process is called as knitting. So do you understand? With the help of the yarn, how the fabric is obtained means by two processes. One is weaving and another one is knitting. So now the history of clothing material. we have to discuss now about the history of the clothing material. In the ancient times, people, we know that one, how the people are using to cover their bodies. They used to take large barks of trees and big leaves. They cover with those leaves and barks. And some people, they remove the skin of the animals, and with the skin of the animal and their fur, they use it to cover. So after that, people, what they do, they did, just they have learned, they come into the agricultural communities, and they learned how to uh, prepare some type of covering material. For example, they learn to weave the twigs and grass into mats, some baskets, like that. You may observe in our Palakol also, near that log bridge is there, no? There in that road, we'll observe. They'll take some bamboo sticks, thin layers of the bamboo sticks. They will weave like a baskets, some containers. So people used to do like that. So in the ancient time also, people by using the grass, they have designed as a baskets and some twigs. So like this, some items they used to prepare. And after that, what they learn, by using the homespun, that means by using the cotton and this yarn, how to prepare the fabric they understood. They weave like that by with the help of the hands, and they prepared as a fabric. So after that, what they did, directly not only covering with those fabric, they tried to stitch the clothes. They try to stitch the clothes. So by using that fabric, we in different designs, they have stitched and wearing those clothes. And nowadays you can understand, in the modern this technology, so many designs, ready-made clothes we are observing. So these all things can be done. That means what the clothes we are wearing, this has been done with the help of the fiber, with the help of the fiber. So from this lesson we have discussed about that. So how the fiber is obtained, we know. The natural fiber, for example cotton or jute, from the plants we are getting. So that fiber is converted into the yarn with the process, that process we call as a spinning. Yarn is obtained from the fiber and fabric is obtained from the yarn. So children, you understood here? So in meanwhile we have discussed about spinning, weaving, knitting. Okay, so these are the things we have discussed in this chapter. So children, again once you read thoroughly the textbook, third lesson, fiber to fabric, and we have already started the CW. So write the CW, complete it, and another thing is, at the end of the chapter, some summary points also there. Those summary points also you read and learn about this chapter from those points also. Thank you very much.